The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Oh, I'm touching myself tonight.
Really?
I told you, don't fuck with me!
Sorry about bleeding in all your garbage.
Seltzer water, lemon, good luck. Woo! Some kinds of anger can't be managed. Like the kind where your year-long plan ends with the wrong guy getting dismembered! That said,
We have a fucking problem.
when it comes time to licking wounds, there's no place like home.
By we, I mean you.
41 confirmed kills. Now it's 89. About to be 90.
Mr. Watson,
Ding, ding.
you're looking very alive.
Ah, only on the outside.
This is not going to end well
This
for
is
me.
not going to end well for you, no.
UK NJ Project. Past broadcasts include Stand Up Guys, Chinese Hercules, House of 1,000 Corpses, and Dog Day Afternoon.
You fool, you big, stupid, blundering fool.
Shut up.
You killed him. You murdered Abbott. Why did you kill him? Why? Why?
Because he was going to plug me. Now, look, you and Priceless told me to meet you here to collect my 10 grand. Okay. I got the diamonds. Where's my dough?
Keep the diamonds. Go to the chairman. I won't touch them.
Oh, yes.
Stones.
Nobody but you and
Just a business deal. I didn't know if you stolen diamonds or if it'd be a murder.
you rat. You're in this up to your ears just as much as I am.
UK NJ Project.
Do you mean this one?
The views, information, and opinions expressed by BC, HQ, and Jack of One Trade do not reflect those of any other podcaster, YouTuber, or production company.
Yes. Very good. This is a very rare piece. I believe Mr. Priceless found it in an old New England farmhouse.
Probably going to be a very controversial one, but this is what we do, guys. If you don't know me and Jack by now, this is what we do.
Streaming, live, weekly.
UK NJ Project.
Sucks to be hated. But what are you gonna do? Be likable? Ugh.
So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel.
Hello.
I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did.
Waka waka.
I definitely can see why they killed me, because I think it's easy to throw my face on the TV because I'm, in the end, sort of a poster boy for fear, because I represent what everyone's afraid of, because I do and say what I want. And it's just it's a campaign of fear and consumption. And that's what I think that it's all based on, is the whole idea that keep everyone afraid and they'll consume. Mm-hmm. And that's really as simple as it could be boiled down to.
Right.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
What has happened to our world, and this country specifically? Where's the freedom of speech? People are saying that they're offended by it, so now he might suffer fines and a ban. What a joke. You could argue we've got different rules over here, but it's not like he's gone out of his way to say something racist. And people that defend this and say, yeah, he needs to be banned and punished, you're the problem.
I should warn you, he might say a few things that are a bit brutal at times, so, don't take it personally.
Now people will watch this video I'm doing and say that I'm racist.
You lose.
Where are we going with this?
Movie reviews.
We're sorry.
Well, we just lost the beginning
We'll start over. All right, now we're starting from here. I just wrecked the audio.
Past broadcasts include Hong Bak, The Sunset Limited, Chinese Hercules, Bloodsport, Taoist Master, and Hitman 2007.
Neither of us are exactly tech savvy, and I'm slow in the uptake as it is.
Stop making videos, make us like retarded.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
Follow the show at UKNJ Project on Twitter and Instagram.
I don't like shit, and I'm honest. I'm not a fucking hater. There's a difference.
Get that out of here!
But this channel's just about authenticity. So there's no fakeness going on here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Make sure you get your whole head in front of the shotgun. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
Alright, there we go.
Welcome.
I know that was a long one, dude, but I made the first part of that last night before I went to bed, and I started working on a video part of that, but I had to go to sleep because I barely got up early enough to be here right now. Also, my fault about sending you messages. Real quick, I need to get into some behind the scenes shit, just to bore everybody. I know we had to start on time, and I didn't go on any of the platforms to plug that we're here, but I'll do that in a minute. Didn't realize that today is usually the day that we would go to the store. So I have to remember not to, or push the show back on the 1st or the 3rd at like 7 your time, if not a little bit earlier, so I can go to the store, grab food, do what we gotta do, and then come back and do it.
Sorry, I'm having mishaps now as well. I'm trying to sort the lighting out, so it's all a mess.
Well, it's all right, dude. We can get our shit together here, dude. It's gonna take us a second. It always usually does, but the reason why I'm here right now still is because apparently last night Jen's little brother broke his ankle. I'm not sure how or what the hell happened. I don't have the details yet. Hopefully later on we'll figure it out. But, that's why I'm able to be sitting here right now doing this for the moment. So I know you're having issues, but where do you kind of want to start?
Well, I haven't spoke about this Mr. Red guy. I saw you doing a video about him, and I said to you that we should probably do going forward, not in just in this show, even if we have a little segment in the shows going forward of just shouting out like up and coming YouTubers and stuff, just to help them grow their audience as well. I don't actually have anyone to shout out at the moment, so today might just have to be about the guy that you're on about, this Mr. Red, but just in terms of just helping other YouTubers out. And I mean, me and you are not massive YouTubers, so they're probably some people won't take the advice or tips or whatever anyway, but I just think we're doing a good deed trying to do this and help someone, because it's going to help them. Hopefully they'll get something from it and we'll feel good about helping them. So it works both ways. So I just think that's something worth doing going forward. And yeah, like I said, I don't have anyone specifically at the moment to suggest, but I know that in the future that when you come across channels all the time on YouTube that you subscribe to and that, they're not necessarily always like got millions or thousands of followers anyway. So I think just in terms of that, it's gonna work, because we'll probably come across people all the time just on our own channels that we like to follow, and especially if they've got a smaller audience, we can then sort of bring them up on our show just to give them a bit of exposure.
Well, look at this, dude. When I first got in contact with this guy, it was in my comment section, and he had 4 subscribers and he's already up to 15. which is pretty good, I think, dude, considering it's only been a couple of days.
Yeah.
So,
I was
Go
thinking
ahead.
a minute ago is like obviously it looks like gaming's his passion, but I was also thinking that there's a lot of YouTubers out there that take ideas from other YouTubers. Maybe they're inspired by people. I've done it in the past, and because it's not always easy to be like original with stuff. So all I would say is that if there's other things that he can do as well, that he's got other passions, and he doesn't see any YouTubers doing these sort of things, and they're not doing content about whatever it is, then I would suggest that he does something like that as well as the gaming, because that will push it on even more, because there's going to be a demand for certain things, especially if no one's offering content for that, whatever that is in the first place. He could be the first one to offer something new and potentially get paid from something as well. So
Yeah, good point, dude. Good, solid point. Hold on. I didn't really go through much of the channel. I should have. But I know he was putting up new stuff. I watched a little bit of it. He's got some Minecraft going on. But, there was one other dude I wanted to mention who is not YouTuber necessarily, but I'll get to him in a second. I should have also pulled up my comment section and showed the original back and forth that me and Mr. Red had, but he did ask me how do you go about growing an audience, shit like that. So what advice would you give this dude? If you can give him anything, one tip. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I would echo what I said a minute ago about being original. Like, it's fine if you want to do, like, if the gaming is like his passion and there's nothing else that he can offer, like, then go ahead with that. But I'm just saying, if there's something that he's thought about but maybe thinks in his head, who's going to want to watch that or whatever, no one does that. But that's you should take that as a clue itself. If you're telling yourself who's going to want to, no one else does that, take that opportunity to be the first one to do whatever that is, because
Is that why you did battle raps videos?
Well, to be honest with that, I can't remember if I got inspired by anyone, but I know that there were other YouTubers doing it. And I think at the time it was just new to me, and it was exciting, and so I can't really remember that far back with that, but that was like just me being. That wasn't like me going, oh, he's sick at that. Look, he's got millions of, like, I've never seen a YouTube vlogger that talks about battle rap other than the massive ones nowadays, back when I did it, that were like blowing up and thinking, oh, I need to start doing content about that, because I didn't even know about a lot of the big guys when I started. So I literally did it because it was new and exciting to me at the time, and that helped build at the beginning of my channel. So I would just say be original, like, but try and bring something that you don't like. You might think, oh, how does that get made, or how do people like do that with like editing or something? And yes, there might be a few things out there, but if you look and search for them sort of things and nothing ever comes up, then take that opportunity. If you've got the equipment and the like resources to do it, create a channel about whatever that is, because there'll be a demand for it, because other people will be looking for that stuff as well, but they're going on and searching and it's never coming up. So that would be my main thing, is to just try and come up with an original idea, and don't worry about if it's going to be popular or not, because everything's like a lottery, really. You don't know beforehand how well or bad it's going to do. But if you're offering something that offers value to people and like gives them knowledge, then people will come along anyway. But it's not necessarily meaning that you're going to get thousands or millions of people. That's all I'm saying.
So where are you at on gameplay?
I think like obviously it's working for him already because, like you said, he's built his subscribers up in what is it, about a week? Did you say?
Not even a couple days.
So I
Pretty
think it's
sure.
good in terms of like a younger fan base, the gameplay stuff. I think you're always going to get people subscribed for that reason. But
Yeah.
there is a lot of competition out there for gameplay stuff. So I think
Same like reactions, dude. Yeah.
yeah, like that's what I was saying earlier. Like I've always been inspired by other people, maybe apart from the rap stuff, the battle rap stuff, and maybe like my discussion times I did.
I wanted to bring those up too, but go ahead.
But like the reactions and that, when I first found out about reactions, I used to watch people and think this is weird and like just corny. But then I started to follow a few reactors and I got more into it, so it made me want to do it then. So do you know what I mean? That wasn't my original idea. I got kind of inspired to try it out for myself, and that helped bring people into the channel. But now I don't feel like I'm as invested in it as when I started it, and I think that's partly because it wasn't an original idea.
So you found yourself being happier when you did the discussion time videos versus doing the reactions?
I think when I started the reactions, I probably got the same sort of feeling. But when I started the discussion times, I had, I'd say, about 10 to 15 people sometimes, like offering topics and getting involved in the comments, which helped a lot. So the last, I don't even know what episode it went up to where it stopped, but I'd say probably around half of so I've done 100 episodes of it, and I'd say from maybe about 50 to 60 episodes like onwards, all these people that originally were there, they're not there anymore. So I had to just keep doing these episodes with no help basically and come up with ideas on my own for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but that was because as well, I had an original idea in my head. I wanted to get to 100 episodes, regardless of whether people are giving me topics to talk about. I said when I started that I wanted to get to 100 episodes. So even though all these people fell off and went away and they're not there anymore, I'm like, well, that doesn't change the end goal for what I want to do.
Real quick, I just want to show you. You were right. It says, this is comment right here. I just started my channel. Any tips or tricks? When do you start picking up on YouTube? And do you ever do a shout out? And that was a week ago. So you were right. Like it's been a week.
I mean, that's good in itself. Like,
yeah, that you had a week ago when I clicked that he had 4 subscribers. Now he's up to 15. I know I said that earlier, but I want to just mention that again. So talking about growing, dude, it happens in waves is the other thing. Also, I think it's important to mention, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and what I would say is that you got to be careful with why you're doing it, because if you're just doing it for subscribers and views,
you won't last long. In the sense, you'll get fed up with doing it, and you won't. You'll want to go. You'll find something else. Go ahead. Sorry, but actually, can I give you the floor real quick?
Well, I don't know what was going on there, but it was crackling a lot. It's all right now. So yeah, just be careful with it, because you have to do it for the right reasons. Like, you have to do it because you're passionate about it. You have to do it because you've got like drive to do it. Because if you're just doing it for numbers, subscribers and views, unless you get lucky, like the majority of people on YouTube don't get lucky. There's a ton of people out there that have got millions of people like followers and that now. So you get the false perception that a high number of YouTubers get to that stage, and they don't, but they put that out there to trick you. So you got to be careful, because because it's going to die down at some point. That's what happens with smaller YouTubers, because you don't get and what I want to say as well, a lot of these people that have got millions of subscribers, they've probably paid for thousands of them subscribers as well. So they got a good chunk of their fan base that they've bought, which are fake subscribers. And you got a question, do you want to be doing that? Because I wouldn't do that myself, because it's like integrity, and it goes against what I believe in. Like, I'd rather struggle and build the subscribers authentically and never reach that level, rather than reach that level and buy a chunk of it myself and have to do like advertisements for other companies and that, when they're taking a whole other percentage of, if you ever make money from YouTube, they're going to take a whole load of chunk of it anyway. So I just say be careful and do it for the right reasons. Like, do it for what you can offer people content wise and what you're passionate about, because like Jack said, you'll put videos out and you're going to get frustrated if you're not getting the same like rise of subscribers and views. It's gonna make you not want to come back and do it more often or every day and stuff, and be consistent with it, because you're getting frustrated that you're not got the views and the numbers there. So do it for something you're passionate about, regardless of what the views are, because that way you're going to end up being more consistent and doing videos probably over years and years, rather than doing it for a year and then cutting it off and then never doing it again.
Real quick, I'm gonna have to take the dog down again. I know I just took her, but I gotta bring her down one more time. Are you cool with just running shit for a second? If
Yeah,
I'll be in the chat, and do you want me to put his channel back up in the background, or is this working better without the tab being open? Is it
put
still
his channel up.
crackling?
No, it's not done it since. No.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to pull myself out, but I'm gonna put his channel up in my place and see if that helps. Okay. And then when I come back in, I'll switch out the angles.
So what I would say as well, Mr. Red, if you're gonna watch this, is when like you haven't had your channel long, so you have to think like, what's your end goal for it? Like, is it just something you want to do for the rest of time, basically, till you get bored of it or move on? Or I've had my channel since 2011. It's now 2020, nearly 2021, and I've only got, well, I say only, like, I've got 1,500 and something subscribers. That's not a lot in comparison to bigger channels that have been doing it less time. Like, there's channels that have been doing it for a year or less, and they're at millions of subscribers. So, but remember what I said, a lot of them would be fake. They've paid for a lot of them themselves. Yes, some of them are probably authentic, but you'll find a majority of them aren't. And it's not all it's, they're going to push an image out there that, and I don't want to speak for everyone, but I would say a lot of them channels are fake in terms of the subscribers that are actually fake. So you have to be careful for the reasons you're doing it. Be patient, be consistent. Like, I've had my channel for 9 years, nearly 10, and I wouldn't still be doing it if I didn't enjoy the content and the videos and stuff that I'm doing. Like, some of it you'll find you'll go through certain things you're doing and you'll be like, I'm bored of this now. And that's fine. Like, it's a learning process, and you're going to go and do different content at times, and that's what it should be about. Like, yes, we all want to do something and find our own lane and offer something, but sometimes you have to go through a lot of other stuff to find out what that one thing is. And I've never necessarily had a one idea for the channel like forever. Like, it's always changed and evolved. And like, when I first started, it was battle rap. It was just me talking randomly about stuff, and then I decided to do discussion times, because it was talking about life and different topics about life and like politics and whatever other people were struggling with and stuff. And that helped me build my channel at the get-go, like from the very beginning. So but what I said as well, none of them people are there anymore. They were there when I started. They're not there anymore. So I had to finish and get to that target, which was 100 episodes, probably at least halfway through where they all just disappeared. Now, when that sort of stuff happens, that's going to test you to be like, do I still want to carry on with this channel? Because the support I was getting is not there now. But that's why you have to do it about something you're passionate about. Because if you're not passionate about it, when these like obstacles and hurdles happen and the people go away, it's just you there and you in the camera, and you gotta think on your feet, and you gotta be like, okay, I gotta bring up my own topics now. I gotta be more creative now because I'm not getting the support I was getting. But then that's where you gotta be careful, because if you're just doing it for views and numbers, you're gonna get frustrated because you're gonna go through peaks and troughs, and it's not always gonna be good. So unless you've got an end goal in mind in terms of numbers and that, I'd say just do what you're passionate about, because as well, even if you've got a goal, the majority of people do things in life, get to that goal, achieve it, and they're not happy like they thought they were going to be. It's not all it's cracked up to be. They're not satisfied. They thought they were going to be, but now they've got there and they're like, this isn't what I envisioned. Do you know what I mean? So just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. The thing is with YouTube, it goes in algorithms. Like the creators and out of YouTube make it a lot more difficult than it used to be to get your videos out there. You have to do like the hashtags. A lot of people use thumbnails now to like clickbait and titles. They'll put a false title up, or put like a picture of a celebrity or something in the thumbnail. You'll click on it thinking it's about that celebrity, and it's nothing to do with that at all. It's just for you to click on that video. Now, that might work in terms of getting people to click on your video, but they're not going to then stay and watch your video because they're going to be annoyed at you for clickbaiting. They're going to be annoyed at you for tricking them, and it makes you look stupid because you've done it and you've got the clicks, but they're not subscribing. They're clicking and then they're leaving because they're frustrated with you tricking them. So I wouldn't fall for doing that unless you just want to annoy people. And I'm assuming you don't, because you wouldn't want to be offering a platform or channel and concept to entertain people, I'm assuming, and give people knowledge or whatever. And because they're not going to stick around, because they're going to click on it thinking it's something else, and you've tricked them and you've wasted their time. So I would advise you to not do that. I see a lot of people do that, and it'll make people put thumbs down on your videos as well, which then makes it even harder for you to build views on videos and get your channel out there more. So be careful about how you go about getting people's support. That's why you have to just do you, and don't beg for people to subscribe and follow all the time. They will come if you stay natural and just do it for you first. Because if you're offering something that's going to help someone, people will come. But you just got to realize they might not come in their thousands. And you've got to ask yourself, are you happy with that? Because if you're not, then I wouldn't be doing it, because you're going to be frustrated. But you're doing well, man. You've done a week and you've gone up quite a few subscribers. So there's definitely a fan base for it, but there is also a lot of competition with gaming, like there is with reactors. So it's like a business, isn't it? It's like, say, a McDonald's versus a Burger King. Is it like any sort of rivalry in business? You've got more rivals, like more popular something is when you get into that. So you've got to be even more original with your ideas. If you are doing similar content to other people, you got to bring something a bit different. Why are they going to come to your channel and subscribe over other channels that are already might have more followers and subscribers, or are coming up at the same pace as you, but they're going to overtake you because they're offering something different? But sometimes you might find it where they overtake you and get more numbers, but they're not offering like anything different to what you are. Like they're offering a lot of just what relates to other channels that are doing the same sort of content. So, and that's because people go to people's characters. If you're not loud and outspoken and like like just I call it fake confident, because you get a lot of these people on here, and I can tell just from watching them that they're not really like that. So there's no point coming on camera and pretending to be someone you're not, because sometimes people fall for it, but you got it comes down to you as an individual. You're going to be happy enough with yourself going on camera and pretending to be one person, but then when you're off the camera, you're someone else, just to get the number and the following. Because at the end of the day, you could get millions of subscribers, but still not be getting paid for it, and still not have you think that it's going to fill a hole or something, getting all these people to follow you and that. But the reality is, you're probably never ever going to meet these people in person. These are like fake people, really, in the bigger scheme of things, because they're behind a keyboard. Do you know what I mean? It's all online. You're never really going to meet these people, so you got to be careful. You trick your mind into thinking, oh, I'm popular, but the reality is that these people might not be your friends in real life, person to person, if you were stood next to them. So just be careful with how you go about it, man. But you're doing well. It's a good start for you. But I do think that if you could offer something that you don't see anyone else doing, then you got to have the balls to do it. But go ahead and do it, because there's always room for things that people haven't thought about, or maybe they thought about it, but they don't have the confidence or the balls to put the content out there, because there's no other people doing it, so they don't want to be the first one to do it. But that's how legends and people were made. That's how to be different, man. You got to embrace to be different. You got to embrace to be a lone wolf. You got to embrace to have people mock you or whatever, because you're offering something different. They're only hating because they didn't do it in themselves. So just look at it that way, man. Yeah, I don't really know if I can offer anything else, to be honest, in terms of helping you. But you've got off to a good start. You just got to be patient with it, man. I reckon in 6 months' time, you will have, I'd say, I reckon at least 300, maybe 500 subscribers, just because gaming's a very popular thing. And I think a lot of younger people will come across your channel and follow it, because it's like the Roblox and the Minecraft and stuff like that. They'll be interested in it. So carry on doing you, man, but try and bring something else other than just the gaming as well. The more content you can offer and different things, the more versatile you show yourself to people. That's what I try and do with my channel. I have like the battle rap stuff. I have motivational stuff. I have reactions. I have my discussion times. I even have like music ones sometimes. I have like freestyles I've done, or singing. Like I even did one where I was trying new food for the first time. I've got a load. Also, when you start creating different content other than just gaming, if you decide to do that, make sure you create playlists. You see on your screen there, you got the playlist options. Go on that when you start creating other content. So say you want to do like a cooking show or something, just for example. Create a playlist when you start to do this other content, and put it all in that. So if you do a cooking show, just put a cooking playlist. Then people can go to that playlist and not have to search your channel if you've got hundreds of videos already to go and find out one thing that they're looking for. Put a playlist there, and it just makes it neater and more professional when people come across your channel, especially when they're new people that think, oh, this guy, I like him, like he offers something a bit different, and then they see the playlist, and they might have clicked on a video originally to find like a battle rap video or something they liked, and they click on your channel and go through the different videos and find the playlist, and they find that you do other things, not just battle rap, and there'll be other things that you do that they're also interested in. So make sure you create playlists with clear, and yeah, just be clear with what your title or your playlist is, so when people come across it, they can click on it and be like, oh, I like cooking, or I like sports, or whatever it is. Just make different options for people when they come across the channel. Be back in 1 minute, guys. So next week, guys, I think we're going to be going back to a movie. I've got one recorded that I can watch on the TV. So next week's show is most likely going to be a movie review. I'm not going to say what it is yet, just for leave it up for when we do it. So it's a bit more of a surprise for you guys, but it's going to be a movie one next week, I think. So just to let you know, I don't know after next week's one, it'll probably back to just a random stream for us again, because unless we find another video like a movie or something, but it's kind of limited at the moment due to some difficulties I've had on my end. But we're trying and we're going to get there, but we need your support, so stay tuned. But probably a movie review next week. Also, as well, like, you don't have to do this, but I would advise and encourage offering controversy. Now, not for clicks and views, because that will come anyway. But if you feel passionate about something, maybe you watch the news and something annoys you, or you agree with something that you see, make a video on it. Talk about it, because people are going to relate, whether they come and hate or like it. They're going to come and see what you've got to talk about, especially if it's in like current affairs, like, and politics and stuff. If you do videos on that sort of stuff, if you're passionate about that, people will have an interest and come and see that, because there's not too much of that I see. Now, there probably is like avenues for that there are videos out there, but I don't see a lot of that, because we live in a world right now, in a lot of places, where freedom of speech is very almost non-existent, and when people do speak up, they get a lot of backlash from it. So I would advise you to, if you're passionate about certain things, speak about it, because not enough people do that. But also be aware, if you do that, you will get a lot of backlash. So it depends on what sort of person you are, because you're going to get a lot of stick and a lot of hate for it, but you're also probably going to get support from people as well, because they're going to look at you and think, I totally agree with what he's saying, and I've been wanting to say that sort of thing, but I don't want the criticism that comes back from that. So you can be a voice for a lot of people. So I would advise you to do that if there's something you're passionate about. But just be aware that there's two edges, like two sides to it, because you can be a lot of hope for people and offer a lot of encouragement to people that want to talk about it but don't want to be on camera or whatever. But also, there's going to be people that hate that you're doing that for whatever reason is. But you just got to realize that people hate people every day. I hate, personally, this world we live in right now, because it's so PC and freedom of speech is non-existent. More of our rights are getting taken away each day. And I've got kids as well, so it's getting worse for them, and I hate to think what it's going to be like when they're getting older. And it drives me crazy, because we shouldn't live in a world like that. Everyone should be allowed to express their views, as long as you're not hurting as long as you're not hurting anybody, you should be allowed an opinion. But because people are so much cupcakes and snowflakes, as I call them, you can't say things because it upsets them. But guess what? We all get upset by everything every day. We all get offended by something every day, or most days. But the majority of that stuff does not get questioned or changed. So I would say, go for it, man. Just be brave and know that you're offering change. You're trying to speak up for people. You're trying to lead people in a way. And hurdles and that are there. They're made to be put there so you get over them. They might try and stop you, but if you've got enough momentum, you're going to get through it. You're going to get over it. Whether it's a wall, a hurdle, whatever it is, it's going to be a way you can get past it. But you have to have the motivation and the drive to find the ways to get around or over it. So that's about it, man. I don't know how old you are as well. It'd be interesting to see how old you are, because then I get more of an idea of what sort of things you might know about, or what other content you could offer other than just gaming. So that'd be interesting to know. Like me and Jack are like old school guys, so I got the impression that you're a lot younger than me and Jack. But maybe if we could find that out, I could offer a bit more, because then you get an idea more of the content and stuff that you're aware of. Because there'd be stuff that you could teach us as well, just being from a younger generation that we're just ignorant to. So. How long does it take to take the dog out?
I put some shit in the chat, dude. I gotta feed the dog real quick, but I wanted to get your opinion on something real quick though. You got a Patreon account, right?
I don't know.
I thought you did. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought that you had one. I thought you made one for
What is going
your
on?
channel. I don't know why. Whatever. For some reason, I thought you did. But just to address the chat, I know that's a good idea. I'm definitely gonna do that. And then this I didn't read. One good likely Long John Silver. What do you think? Damn. I'll get to that comment in a second. But I wanted to ask your advice, dude. What do you think would be good content for Patreon? Because I don't want to put reactions on a Patreon page and try to take people's money for that. It just doesn't feel right.
Patreon side of it, I think, like, you know them like how-to videos, like where they teach you how to like make something, or like them sort of videos are definitely worth the money, because you're teaching someone how to do something that they'd have to go and pay someone else anyway in person. You could teach them online how to do it in a video. So with like the how-to videos, that would be like my first thing that I would think of like getting like money for it, because people will pay you depending on what it is you're teaching them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Other than that, I don't really know, like, because people get like a lot of patrons, like you said, they do it for the reactions. I don't really know, like, people seem to want to pay for ridiculous things. So
I know it doesn't make sense. What I've thought about doing is, I understand why people put reactions on Patreon, because when you do a song, the label will copyright claim it, so you can't make any money off monetization, right? So it would make sense that you would put it behind a paywall, but you still need to upload it on YouTube. I didn't realize that. But so what you do is you still upload it onto YouTube, you leave it unlisted, and then you put it on Patreon, and then they pay you. Patreon takes like 13%, whatever it is, and then people can watch it, and it's still private. So it's like a back door to go around the copyright claiming. But then go ahead.
Sorry, I just remembered. I'm such an idiot. Like, I did have a Patreon. I set one up. I just remembered, but I never figured out how to use it properly.
Oh, okay.
I think I had someone like give me like a $5 or something, but I never had access to it because I couldn't work out how to use the whole layout of the software for it. So I did set one up originally, but I think I deleted it because I was just like, this is like, I didn't find it user friendly at all. So apparently,
yeah, it's not.
Someone give me like a $5 or something, and I couldn't even access it. So I just got rid of it because it was just frustrating.
Well, do you have any, not to get all involved in whatever the details are, you can't go into that live, but do you have any type of online banking situation? Like PayPal, anything like that?
I did have a PayPal and that, but here's the fucking twist. It was all set up on my laptop.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
okay.
I actually spoke to my mum about this yesterday, or maybe this morning, that I need to set up just my online banking, as like just without using it for YouTube or anything, just
yeah,
it all set up on my laptop. But I can't remember any of the fucking logins or nothing. So
fuck.
That's the whole like. And as well, like things like I had my CV on my laptop I thought about last night for like jobs and that. So now I've got to do all that as well. So I think I might have it on a hard drive somewhere or on my mum's laptop as well. But if not, I've got to start my CV from scratch again.
Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass, but you got to do it, dude. I have notebooks where I have all my shit written down, but I have to sort everything out and get some organization in my life. I'm going to take some of your advice and I'm going to put my videos into a fucking playlist because my channel is a mess. I have way too many videos. I can't even find my way through anything. So I'm going to take your advice there. Jack isn't willing to get an ad affiliate because of tax issues, but why haven't you gotten an ad affiliate yet? Is that something you're interested in? Would you do that?
Is that just where you put the ads in the videos?
Yeah. You read the ad yourself.
No, I've never even, to be honest, I've never even thought of doing it myself. Like I tried doing it on videos before where you just put them into your video where it breaks it up and goes into adverts, and then you can like probably skip them. But in terms of like, is it more like a sponsorship sort of one?
Yeah, basically they email you an ad read, what they want you to read, and then you do it in your video, and then when people go to the site, if they use your promo code, whatever item you're pushing, when they buy, you get a piece of that.
See, it's funny because I watch a guy pretty much every day that does this like football channel thing, and he does it now with like have different companies and things that he'll do like adverts for. Like every stream he'll start by like talking about that, or in some point in the show he'll say about it. Now it annoys me because I'm like, oh fucking what, you sound like a twat. But at the same time, if you're making enough to help you out in just your own life, I can see why you'd do it. But I don't know, I think I've been put off just watching other people do it because I can't see myself doing that. But it depends how much I can make from doing that. But I wasn't ever sure like what I had to do to be I can't think of the word, but like what I had to do for me to be able to get the ads to, do you know what I mean, allow me to partnership with them sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, look, dude, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. We fucking I've been looking into this for Gen, and artists are getting fucked, not just podcasters. Look, to sell a shirt, just to sell a t-shirt, put it out for $13, you would get $2 back from that. Or if they sell it for $20, you get $4.
It makes you feel like, what's the fucking point in it? Like, because you're not even like breaking even with it. You're just
not
losing
even
money.
close. Not even close. It's ridiculous.
So yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much, to be honest, because I was like, oh, how difficult is it to like set it all up, and I just didn't know how it worked in terms of contacting the people to, because I always thought they had to come to you. You had to have a certain amount of people like following.
That used to be how it worked, I think, but there are some companies, like Demo sent me some info on a couple companies that I think you can contact them and sign up through them, and you get paid. It's like a commission, basically. So they'll allow you to advertise because they don't lose anything. If nobody gets nothing, it's free promotion for them. And you only get paid if people actually use their service. Oh,
I don't know what it is today, but there's a lot of madness going on today.
yeah, that's my fault. There's a lot happening here. It's usually crazy. I'm not even supposed to be here right now, but I mean, this one's on me, dude. I apologize. As you can tell, I'm not really with it today, so it's not the best of shows. You're kind of carrying this one, even though I'm here, but like not really.
Well, just to try and, this might make you laugh a little bit. At the beginning, when we first come on, before you was even at the computer, I thought it was recording. So I'm like saying, "Oh, what's up, everyone?" and like giving an introduction. Then I realized you hadn't even accepted me in the thing anyway yet. So I'm just talking to myself. So I don't know. I might look into that affiliate thing. But again, it depends on what you can make from it, because I don't want to be wasting my time to make like 1p, you know what I mean, or like 50p every fucking 10 times I advertise. It's not worth it. Like, it's just, it's got to be a certain amount you can get for it for me to want to do it in the first place.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? I just got back. I didn't hear anything you said.
I said when we started, I didn't even realize that you hadn't accepted me into the studio thing right away. So I'm like doing an introduction, saying "What's up, everyone," and doing all this, and then I realized.
Oh shit! My fault, dude. Well, look, I'm gonna be upgrading this thing later today. Supposedly, that's why it's important you got a
Well, this
fan
is
base.
the problem. I was saying as well about the affiliate advertising thing. I was saying I would think about doing it, but I'm not going to do it if you get like 50p, or even that if you advertise every 10 times you do it or whatever. Like, I'm not going to do it if I'm not going to make a certain amount from it. It's just not worth it. And like, people are like, yeah, but you ain't got a massive fan base. But do you know what I mean? If I'm not going to make a certain amount to begin with, I'm not doing it.
Well, I mean, like with the podcast, for me, dude, I got Anchor on. It's a sponsorship. I only get 3 cents for every 167. Every 167 plays only gets me 3 cents, dude.
But me, I'm like, I know it's better than nothing, but at the same time, in my head, I'm like, why are you doing it?
This one, the reason why I'm doing this is because after you hit $15, then they will help look for sponsors for you. So that makes it easier, but that's where you have to earn your way to that. Like, there's no sense in finding a sponsor for a podcast that no one's listening to. But if you at least can make $15, then that shows you the potential to make money. So, like, I've been doing this for a year and a half, almost going on 2 years. I'm almost at, the last time I looked, I was almost $12.
See,
which is,
yeah, I mean, like that.
That's not a lot of money, dude, but it's a start. It's a start, right? Now, look, I'm going to give you an example. There's a dude that I watch, Sam Roberts, who this guy started out as an intern on arguably one of the landmark radio shows for satellite that there has ever been outside of Howard Stern. And this dude worked his way up from an internship and now works second mic across from comedian Jim Norton. You know, that shit was a long build and it was a process to get there, dude, but it shows that he was able to do it. The path to get there now is completely different than the way that it was before, but it is still there. You just have to know what it is that you're looking for and how to get there. It's completely different to a point that BC made earlier. You know, a lot of these people do have bought followers, even though Sam kind of rode wrestling to success. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's really Sam Roberts' bread and butter. Definitely is wrestling, dude, for sure, no question. He has he just got a, matter of fact, that's a good segue, dude, that you just brought up. I gotta pull my chair closer here, but he just got a show on the WWE Network for, I don't know how long, maybe a season, however it works, but he got a show on the WWE Network. This dude has spent his entire life watching wrestling, is a huge fan, loves it, and has been able to, the two things that he loves to do, working in broadcasting and wrestling, and he has dream jobs in both of those professions, dude, working his way from the ground up. So it is possible.
So, say, like, because Demos was saying to do it before one of my Mariah Carey reactions. I don't know why, but like I think she got a hell of a voice. But when I started doing these Mariah videos, I didn't think that they'd get the views that they get. And they're not thousands of views, but some of them are the best reaction in terms of views I've got on the channel. But if I wanted to do that before one of these Mariah things, how would I go about finding an advertiser to do it, just to start it, to kind of trial it as well? Not taking away what sort of money I might make from it or anything. Just how to get started.
I should have some links in an email when I come home today. If we wind up going to the store, when I come back, I'll forward you some of the emails that I have, and we'll look into how the fuck we can set you up to do it. Also, I mean, this is why I was asking about the Patreon, dude, and because, like, if we're gonna do this, right, we might as well fucking do it. And we can make bonus content, both of us, for separate channels if you wanted to do that. I know we have to build it, dude, but you got to 1,000 followers on YouTube. That's not an easy thing to do.
Do you know what? You brought something up that I was meant to speak about last time. I was going through the settings on my YouTube the other day, and it had like the amount of people that I don't know how long it was viewed for, but it was saying like the percentage of subscribers to non-subscribers that watch the content, and it was literally like my subscribers that have watched stuff like recently. It's like it was 2 or 3% or something. So the rest of the 100%, so like 97% or whatever it was non-subscribers that are watching my stuff. And I'm thinking, so I've got 1,500 subscribers, and most of the views and that I get on my videos are from people that aren't subscribers. So that I was just like, what? Do you know what I mean? So it just confused me, because I'm thinking I'm getting support, but am I really? People are subscribing and then just disappearing.
Yeah, but this is exactly the reason why I stopped doing reaction videos, dude, and switched to doing a podcast, because you're trading exposure for retention when you do reaction videos. Sure, people will show up and you will get clicks. Majority of the people, though, come for the music and they leave. They're not subscribed. I don't understand what the point of subscribing to something is if you're not gonna watch what you're subscribed to. Most of I think 97% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. Something crazy like that, dude. So, I mean, you can see my numbers. I have almost 600 subscribers, and if I put a video out right now, it maybe gets 7 views on it. It doesn't make sense. I don't get it, but doing it anyway. I mean, think who these people are. Why do you think they usually buy? There are thousands of companies, from shaving products to portrait paintings to cereal. Pick something, the world is yours. That's true.
I'm gonna pick sex toys.
You probably could. I wouldn't be surprised if Adam and Eve came to me with a fucking advertisement. I mean, Tim Dillon does Magic Spoon cereal. Bill Burr's got ZipRecruiter, Stamps.com. Everybody is doing Dollar Shave. Well, for a minute, everybody was doing Dollar Shave Club. Now everyone has switched to Manscaped. And if I gotta hear the fucking Blue Chew ad one more time, I swear to God, I'm gonna take those hard dicks and shove them right in my fucking ears so I don't have to hear this shit anymore. Ridiculous.
That guy I was telling you about that I watch most days, he does like football stuff. He's one of his sponsors at the moment. He's been doing Manscaped, and he's been doing it for a few months.
Dude, I get it.
My highest viewed video on my channel I've ever had. I've got 19,000 views on it.
God damn, that's really good.
But then the next video you'll get like 10 views, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
Do you know what
no,
I mean?
don't,
Like,
dude.
it's just
I think my highest one is 6,000. But YouTube is fucking the numbers though,
But I was
because
saying when you went earlier, when I was talking to that advice for that Mr. Red, I was saying about how like the algorithms and that, which have a lot to play in it. Because you, especially as a newcomer with the algorithms, you're up against it. Do you know what I mean? They pick and choose who they want. So if they don't want you and think that they can make money from you as well, you're up
yep,
against it.
you got to be mainstream. That's why everybody sounds exactly the same. They're all trying to sound like fucking radio personalities in the early to mid 90s.
That Sam Roberts you was on about, is that the guy with like curly hair?
Yeah.
I mean, fair play to him. He's made it work, but I can't stand him.
I mean, you know, it's bad. People either love him or hate him. That's my guy, dude. I fucking love that guy. One of my favorite people in the world. But check this out, dude. I don't know if you can see it. The shit might be a little small, but that's my most high rated one, 6,207, which in all honesty is probably double that. Because every video that I've had, you know, I mean, come
Yours
on,
a
dude.
bit more consistent to mine, I think. I haven't checked the page out where I look at mine in that layout, but I would say mine are a lot more sporadic in terms of the like difference between the views. Yours seem to be, a lot of them are in the thousands anyway.
Yeah, all these are over 1,000.
Like a lot of mine, the majority of mine are probably don't even reach 100. So
See, like this rugby one's 5,000, but really it's probably 10. And so is this one, and the silencer Death Pierced Me is not even here. That's probably is too. Dude, there's no way. These videos were trending every fucking day on my channel, dude, for months. There's no way that's all that these numbers are. I don't fucking believe it. But, you know, to the point, man, I mean, I don't look, I mean,
do you know
you
what
see
YouTube's
those
like? It's like a relationship with a girl because, like, you could be in it. You could be in it for years, and it's not what you thought it was going to be. So you got to decide if you're going to stick around or not. That's why I look at YouTube like.
Yeah, I mean, because, dude, look, you got those videos have over 1,000 or, you know, 5,000, 6,000, while an average video is 5, 3, 109, 151. And those are, you know, reactions. Look, 5, 13, 3, 19, 8. It's not, you know, it's not all the ones that are doing good are fucking reactions. That's not a good thing. I don't want that. I want my other videos to be doing better.
I found that as well. Like my reaction ones will get more views than like my discussion times or something like that when I put up about the snowflake country and all that. Like, do you know what I mean? The majority of the time you have like a random reaction and it's got at least double of what your more authentic videos have got, and you're just like, what is this? This is a joke.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Nobody wants real shit. I'll be right back. I gotta grab a drink real quick.
Demus, I don't know if you do or not, because I haven't even checked, but I don't know if you follow my channel, but if you do, just let me know, like, what content do you like that I put out? I don't think you're following me. I might be wrong, but let me know, like, because I don't know what you watch of my stuff that you think that there's, I don't know, I'm not doing very well today with, like, the words. What's the word? It's not hope, but do you know what I mean? Like, what do you see of my stuff that you think, yeah, there's a future in that? There's like something he could work with there. And if you watch my stuff, I don't think you do, but I just thought I'd ask. We need a new cooking show from Jack soon. I remember he did a show where when I first met him, where he was cooking in the kitchen and that. We need a new one of them. Need to do one for Christmas. That'd be good. Although I think he's going somewhere for the Christmas dinner, so. Talk to me, Dimash, talk.
Alright, dude. I know it's all over the place. This is my bad. This show is fucked up because of me. The first is always a fucking ordeal. Usually, I'm driving myself nuts at this point in the food store, trying to get back without getting a fucking assault charge the way people carry on. So I'll take responsibility for this grenade. It's going to happen from time to time, but that's my diagnosis as an armchair psychologist.
I mean, this is easily the worst show we've done.
Yeah, well, this is my fault. I mean, one thing is, dude, don't forget to rely on the chat. That's what it's there for.
Yeah,
so you don't have to.
I was just trying to think on the spot to give advice earlier, so I was probably rambling a bit, but I completely.
Yeah, no, it's alright. It took me a minute to get adjusted too, but I learned really early on the chat is your fucking best friend, man. So you can rip off of what people are saying, even though it's not like we have 100 people in here talking. I was trying to write shit in the chat while I was out earlier walking the dog around, but then when you weren't reading it, I was like, fuck, dude, like I couldn't hop on my mobile and be like, dude, read the chat real quick, because then I would fuck your flow up, and I don't want to be echoing in a bunch of different places. I was saying earlier too, though, I am gonna upgrade this thing. It's supposed to only be $10 a month or $96 a year, and then you can stream to multiple platforms for any amount of time. You won't have to worry about consuming time or when we're going to stream. We could just do it and not have to worry about it. But then if I'm going to do that, though, then I at least eventually want to make the money back. Like if I could cover the cost of the internet and paying for this using the StreamYard to stream, doing the shows, I would be happy with that. But that's something I gotta figure out how to do. So at least I can get that money coming back in. So, you know what I mean? I know we're not going to get rich doing it, and it would take a long time to probably see money, but I'm watching what some people are doing, and I think I could do it, and I think you could do it too.
I just want to get back to Dimash in the chat, because I asked him, like, if he watches my stuff, like, what does he like about my stuff if he does? And he said that, like, I have a lot to say, but I don't always know, I don't have the words to say it. And I think that's like me. I struggle to articulate it. I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like you've said that in the past as well about yourself.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. What's the way around
time. That? Like, because I feel like,
dude,
right.
there isn't.
So much.
There isn't. You just do it. I know that sounds fucking dumb, but it's not like, dude, listen. If I thought just for a second about the fact that I was going to do this, I would never do it. If BC switches whole channel to something like quartering, I've never heard of that in my life. I have no idea. Look, dude, I can never get over the fact that I don't think what I have to say is worth anybody listening to it. But I can't judge that. So I have an opinion on shit, and I'm very opinionated, and I'm passionate about things, right? So all I can do is share my opinion, and if I'm half decent at sharing my opinion, as trying to think of a way that I can put this. Give me a second.
But this exactly, you're doing exactly what he's saying, and I do it as well. Like, this is a perfect example. You're trying to explain something in your head, and you can't get it out. I do the same thing.
But the point is to struggle with it, though, dude. The struggle is all right. I see a lot of people would look at that and go, well, that's not professional. You have no idea what you're going to say. You can't do that. Everything that comes out of your mouth has to be rehearsed. Yeah, but does it, though? Because then if it is,
it's not
how the fuck is, how is that relatable? How is that relatable? When I turn it, what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I'd rather not get thousands of people subscribe if I got to fucking plan everything out, because to me, doing it off the cuff is more authentic, whether it looks or sounds as professional as someone that plans it. Because when you plan it as well, I feel like that takes away from the passion you get from it as well, because you're planning it so much. It's a bit like a musician when they have to practice lyrics and that. They do it so much that they get tired of their hits that become massive because they have to practice it so much.
Real quick, it's another YouTuber. He used to do board games, and then he got more vocal about shit going on in his world.
Yeah, but what? Board games? Like, I'm not being funny, but I feel like I'm...
You know what, dude, that was just his entry. That was his entry piece. That's it. You got to look at board games like the ticket into the fucking show. That's all. Same way we use reactions and you use motivation. You use reactions for motivational speaking, right? He used board games as a way to give him a reason to talk. That was his motivation to be able to get up on a microphone and or camera.
What was he doing though? Just talking about board games or what?
Probably just having random conversation with people that would pop in, watching them play the board games, and then eventually wound up going into better conversation once a community started to build around the fact that everybody is sitting and doing this and it's old school. Well, to your point though, that is a perfect example of how do you get around it. I don't think what I say is worth shit, but I'm passionate, right? So the question is, can I manage to take my passion and make it worth listening to at all?
Thing is though, Demos, what I want to ask is this guy, when he was doing even the board game stuff, was he more articulate than me and Jack are anyway? Because if he was, he's already ahead in a way in what you're saying. Like, because I don't know how we get around being more articulate. Or I didn't even say the word right then. Do you know what I mean? But like, if he was already more articulate naturally anyway, then it's going to be a natural thing for him to switch over to different content anyway, is what I'm saying. That's why I want to know, like, how do we become, I don't know if you can. Like, we are who we are. I think like me and Jack's problem is we think a lot about stuff. But we can't always articulate how to get it out properly. Like, our head and our thinking goes at like such a fast rate that we find it hard to slow that all down, process it, and then put it out to how we have it in our head. So Demos, I don't know if you watch things that you feel like, nah, that's not good from me. Like, I'm not going to take offense to it. Like, what have you watched from me that you feel like, he's not comfortable about that? Like, just as an example, so I can get an example of what you're saying, because I feel like you're saying, like, maybe my discussion times and that I'm more comfortable with, but what's things you look at that think, he's not comfortable doing that? Just so I've got an example.
It's difficult to do, dude, but what I use how strongly I feel about something to help me overcome the fact that I have no confidence in myself. I kind of allow my opinion to be the presence in the room more so than my insecurity. Because if I just sat in here and I was like, I am true to who I am. The way that I am and the shit that I talk about is, legitimate to me. Right now, when you let someone...
So is he saying I'm not as comfortable doing this with you, or I'm more comfortable doing this than like my own channel? I'm very confused.
I think he's saying that you do seem more comfortable when you have somebody to bounce your ideas off of versus when you're doing it on your own. Although I do have to say, like the snowflake video that you just did recently, when you did that video was good because you were right in there. You knew that you're doing exactly the thing that I'm trying to find a comparison for. You felt strongly enough about it, you jumped on, started talking about it, you made your point, and then the video was done. That was it. Like, you were in and out. It was like surgery, dude. Where I know sometimes it seems like I'm just gonna press the record button and whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. So there's gonna be a little bit of uncomfortable silence sometimes, but it is kind of like jumping into cold water. That's the only way that's what I can compare it to. You just have to hit the record button and put that pressure on yourself to go, oh shit, this is on. I gotta do anything right now. I can't have dead air. And that instinct to make something happen is what pushes the motivation to do it.
Unless it's like a live show like this, like, you can edit them bits out anyway.
You can, but I don't record like that, dude. When I do it, I treat it as if it's live the entire time and that there is no edit.
Yeah, but it's like, for example, today, like, there's been bits in this where there's just been dead air because I've either run out of something to say or we're both like out of the room or whatever. So for me, I'd be like, you need to edit that just because.
Well, but I'm saying though, dude, when I'm doing, all right, this is different, right? This is the reason why this is worse than anything else is because of the fact that there's two of us and there was still dead air, right? The one thing we already talked about it though. The one thing that's got to happen different next time is we got to use the chat as a flotation device, but whatever. So we'll improve on that. Nothing we could do, but I will edit this. But I'm saying when I do videos on my own, when I hit that record button, I try to do it as if it is live the right way in one shot. And if I fuck something up, I scrap it and I do it all over again. Now,
but to be fair to you, what I've seen of you when you do it on your own, you don't have massive chunks of it where you're not saying nothing.
Right.
So there might be like a few seconds here and there or whatever, but I don't think that's a problem. But I don't know if Demos looks at that or other people and think, oh, it's not like short and sharp like other YouTubers. Like, I don't look at it like that, but I don't know if other people look at it differently.
Maybe.
I don't see like even like 5 to 10 seconds or something where you're thinking about what you're going to say next.
See, because that's but all right, real quick, I'm trying to navigate on my feet here. That is exactly the argument why somebody will say that all your words need to be rehearsed and you know exactly what you're gonna say because you're going in front of people
But
and
then you're
you're
like a robot, ain't you?
right. But if you notice though, listen to what you just said. When I do it on my own, there's not that many instances where I'm not saying anything. It's a few seconds here or there to take a breath or gather a thought. And that's not rehearsed at all. The only thing that is rehearsed is the opening. That's it. Which is getting the plugs out. What are we doing? What are the shows? And then after that, it's all footwork, dude. But it's not rehearsed. What I'm doing is I look at it like this, bro. If I'm commanding your attention, then I have to keep myself busy the entire time. I have to work every angle of whatever it is that I'm talking about. And it doesn't need to be rehearsed. It can be raw in the moment because I'm giving you my actual opinion, what I really think. And I know a lot of people are not used to that. They're used to seeing you click on the news and everything sounds robotic and rehearsed. You don't really have a lot of these conversations in public. You usually hear things that I say out of my mouth behind closed doors in your home with your friends, maybe around your family. And even then, when anybody gets to talk in the way that I talk, people try to shut it down, dude. They get uncomfortable. Nobody likes to address real deal shit. It makes everybody uncomfortable. I'd rather just throw it all out there, dude, and then we can move on to life. We don't have to travel into the darkness 24 hours a day, man, but let's not act like it doesn't exist because it fucking does.
I've got two things to say. So, you know what's sad is that if someone was talking about the same stuff that me or you talk about, but they're like a bodybuilder or someone, and they're like big or tall, they're probably going to get a lot more support just off of image. And that is disgusting. Like, we can't change it, but that's how I look at it. Like, that makes no sense.
That's show business. That's show business, though, dude. Look at Gene Wilder, man. You know what? I know we don't pull up clips really on this show, and I'm kind of on my own dick by doing this, but I don't
even mean celebrities. I mean like other YouTubers or whatever. Like you'll get someone.
Yeah. No, I know, but it's a human thing, dude. We judge each other based on look. It's what life is based off of. It's a basic instinct. You can never change that.
I'll let you carry on what you're doing, but I just want to ask Demos something as well while you're doing it. That he said about the sort of planning more, but I would ask him, like, does he prefer YouTubers or people that he watches that you can tell they've planned it out and there's more structure to their videos? Do you prefer them YouTubers to people like us that do it off the cuff? Because
that's a good question. Also, because
like he likes both, innit? But like, what does he sway more towards, and why?
That's a good question. Also, I mean, I don't know if I'm sure he probably won't care that I say this, but I have asked him if he watches or supports anybody that was on Patreon, and he gave me a very honest answer, which I appreciate. And he said that there isn't a creator that he felt has made it worth going in his pocket for. So you got to figure that's the way most people feel, but that's a very honest fucking thing to say. And real quick, I know you probably heard this before. I've posted it on the podcast platform. It's been on YouTube for a while, but I want to play this to make a point. This is going to be Gene Wilder. This is from a couple of interviews that I sampled. Check this shit out, dude. You can hear that?
Yeah.
And a lot of times we may feel so insignificant, we may think that we don't have a grand effect on the totality of things. I'm here to tell you, you would be incorrect. That is wrong.
Laughing at birds.
I'm here for a purpose, and that's to get you to wake up and smell the coffee, not be off in the clouds someplace. And when you feel anger or you feel something on your mind, you say so right now, here and now.
Have you been suppressing anger and...
Yes, since I was a kid.
But the character you play, that was a character that held in the anger too, and then suddenly would burst out into manic explosion. Was that you?
Yes, that was me.
Now, are you surprised by that? Not to pause it and fuck up the momentum, but...
But in terms of what?
To see a dude like that say that he has anger issues, because that kind of surprises me a little bit.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know, like, it's hard to know what they're like outside of their films and that, innit? But I feel like the way he used to be very, like, shouting and stuff in his films, like, it doesn't surprise me. I didn't know that about him, but it doesn't surprise me that that's where it stems. Like, you could argue that's where it stems from. He's got so much
that's
energy
true.
in his roles and that, innit? Where he's like, I remember watching Stir Crazy when I was little. It used to be one of my dad's favourite films.
Yeah.
And I grew up watching him with Richard Pryor, and like just both of their energy where they're
Love that shit, dude.
So I just thought of that when you said it, and like when you think of it, it's easy for him to do that in a way. Obviously, you got to have talent, but he's already got that anger there, and it comes out in his performance.
All right, he said, I watch Tim Pool once in a while. He's off the cuff, but he's also a fence sitter. I get being clean and sharp, but there's a place for that. Talking points / bullet points helps dead air. So that makes sense too. Saying like, there's nothing wrong with writing down 3 or 4. Nothing wrong with writing down 3 or 4 subjects on a piece of paper, leaving it in front of you, so that when you exhaust a thought, you can look down and switch topics.
I hate people that fence it. Like
Look at the comedians that circle back to the topic, keeps them on track. Yeah, with callback jokes. I think they do basically, they work in 3 jabs to the punchline, dude. That's basically the combination in between, and then they can use a callback 3 times if they time it correctly. Or at least that's in my opinion. But I'm not a comic, so I shouldn't say shit. But let me go back to this.
But the character you play, that was a character that held in the anger too, and then suddenly would burst out into manic explosion. Was that you?
Yes, that was me. It was a part of me. I don't like to do that so much in films, but I don't plan it out that way. If it requires it, then I do it. But that was me. It's like a tea kettle. The water boils, and if there's no little hole in the top, the pot's going to explode. And I used to play characters where it was just about ready to boil, and then you see the explosion.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
I'm not saying it for a joke. It's very true.
Classic.
Nothing. Do you want to go to war? Come on. Do you want to go to war? We'll take you to war.
Now look what you've made me do.
You have definitely one of those faces where you don't have to say anything.
This is the important part coming up, dude.
You know how some people hide their shyness by being so aggressive.
Well, after
screaming
this.
and yelling.
You lose! Good day, sir!
I'm not telling you that he's shy, but that's the only way he knows to feel at home, is to be forceful that way. Because if you said, well, just sit and talk about personal things, then he would be nervous. But if he can grab the microphone or run up into the audience, then he would feel, well, now I'm doing what God meant me to do. And I'll get a laugh, and then I'll feel I've earned my dinner.
When he starts talking about what he looks like.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
But then there was a time when people said, I want a face that looks a little bit like me. And that's what I've got. A face that looks a little bit like that.
That right there, you see how everybody laughs, dude? But think about that. Then there was a time where people said that I want a face that looks a little bit more like them, and that's what I got. A face that looks more like them. Fucking, how crazy is that? Everybody laughs, dude, but that's true. The reason why, part of the reason why he became famous is because he looks more like an average person. It does prove. Good.
I was thinking a minute ago that, I mean, there probably is wrong. I haven't seen everything he's been in, but the films I've seen him in, he's like a very loud and like outlandish, and do you know what I mean? Everything I think of him that I've seen him in, he's never like a quiet, introverted sort of type of character.
See, it's funny because despite the movies that he plays in, that's kind of how I pictured him outside of the movies. Is like a real quiet dude, stay to himself, and just is able to, tap into that shit when he wants to do it. But, shit. Hold on.
Well, now I'm doing what God meant me to do. And I'll get a laugh, and then I'll feel I've earned my dinner.
See, like I just lost it right there too, dude. But this, I guess, technically could be used as a real quick. Let me gather my fucking thoughts.
For mature audiences.
But then there was a time when people said, I want a face that looks a little bit like me. And that's what I've got. A face that looks a little bit like that. I felt I could make someone else laugh. And that's all I'm doing now, is carrying on the tradition.
So, yeah. I mean, part of the reason why this dude was famous is because of the fact that he looks like an average person. It does show the importance of even these people that think that they're perfect in surgeries and all that nonsense, dude. It shows that there's always going to be a need for somebody that's just fucking regular. Now, I know it ain't popular. Cancel culture is out of control. One of the things that I was going to bring up, I brought up in a live stream and then wound up taking it down just because of how fucking ridiculous everything is. But look, dude, you were just talking about some dude that plays football over in your country getting fined possibly for saying something that resembles the N-word to some people that are just obsessed with it and looking for it in everything. There was a kid that got drafted in the NHL, I think. No, it definitely was the NHL. I'm positive about that. I think it was in Arizona. Don't quote me on that, but dude gets drafted to, I think, the Coyotes, whatever the fucking team was. And then it turns out that when he was in high school, I think he was a sophomore in high school, he beat up a handicapped black kid, used to pick on him all the time. Somebody thought it was relevant to bring this up when he got drafted. So the team the team drafts this kid. They give him a job. He signs on the dotted line. He gets a fucking check. Somebody goes to the team and says that dude beat up a handicapped black kid when he was in high school. And the team goes, all right, kid, well, look, you fucked up. Everybody makes mistakes. Don't worry about it. And then when it goes public, the team immediately turns around and goes, we don't condone this behavior. And we wish this kid luck wherever he is going to play in his career. But, you know, we don't support that kind of activity on our team.
Watch, basically.
Yeah. So, look, dude, I mean, I don't condone what this guy did, right? I don't think it's a great idea to go around picking on anybody. Never mind somebody that's handicapped outside of my own biases. And does it matter what color the fucking kid was? I honestly think that's more racist than anything, is the fact that you lead with the fact that the kid is black. It doesn't matter if the kid is black, white, Hispanic. It's a fucking kid. That's the detail. That's the only detail that you need. The fact that he's handicapped makes it even worse on its own. The fact that you're throwing in the fact that he's a black dude that's supposed to make it worse makes you look worse, in my opinion. Now, take that however you want. I also think the team should have kept this kid signed. He fucked up in high school. He did the wrong thing. You signed the kid off of his talent, not off of who he was as a human being. Okay, America took Nazis and allowed them to be scientists and continue to do research. They didn't do that because, well, some people will argue about whether or not it's because the belief system is shared or whatever, but I'm saying strictly from a separate the art and artist type of situation. Maybe they didn't co-sign the fact that they were Nazis, but they were so good at what the fuck they did that they wanted them to continue to do it. I'm not saying co-sign this kid's behavior. Absolutely figure out what the fuck that was about and get to correcting that behavior. But if you paid this kid, do you have any idea how much more valuable it would be for that kid to go back and go, look, I know I did fucked up shit when we were in school. Here's a few 100,000, whatever it is, and change that kid's life, right? And you could turn that into something more positive. The team could have got behind that and go, look, we don't condone doing these types of things, and we're not saying that we're going to reward every person who does this so that we can turn this into some type of redemption story. But rather than cancel him, we thought it would be more valuable to help him change this kid's life for the better. But there are some people that would say, fuck me, I'm an asshole. I could never, how could you ever suggest such a thing? Where are you at on this entire thing? I know I just dropped a mouthful on you, but, you know, I'll give you a second if you want to digest it for a minute.
It depends on what he's done, innit? If it's something like flipping rape or killing someone, that's a whole different thing. But if it's something like this, where you beat someone up or said something, they're acting as like the organisation, the team and that he plays for, they're acting like they haven't had to shit on people or do anything in the past to get where they are as a business anyway, which is total bullshit because they're acting like their shit don't stink. And they're also saying, whether or not you agree with what that bloke did when he was younger is a different thing, that he is still that person that he was when he was a kid. So you're painting that athlete that works for you as someone that doesn't have the capability to change as a person for the better. So you're saying that people can never change for the better. So that's another thing as well. So it's just a mess. I think it depends on what they've done and if they've done it more than once. But I agree with you that I don't think that they should have got rid of him or whatever. And I think it don't make sense because, like I said, them as a company and that, they've had to do certain stuff that they'll never admit to get above other people to become an owner or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So it's like double standards.
Yeah. Look, it's 3 days after a story was published revealing that him and another teenager were charged with assault for bullying a black classmate with developmental disabilities in 2016. He was selected 4th overall on the draft in the draft on October 7th. The franchise changed the direction on Thursday, saying, quote, "We have decided to renounce the right to Mitchell Miller effective immediately. Prior to selecting him in the NHL draft, we were aware that a bullying incident took place in 2016. We do not condone this type of behavior, but embrace this as a teachable moment to work with Mitchell to make him accountable for his actions and provide him with the opportunity to be a leader on the anti-bullying and anti-racism efforts. We learn more about the entire matter and, more importantly, the impact it has had on Isaiah and his family. I'm not going to mention their names because why would you do that to those people? What we learn does not align with the core values and visions for our organization and leads to our direction to renounce our draft rights. On behalf of the Arizona Coyotes ownership and the entire organization, I would like to apologize to that kid and his family, meaning the one that was assaulted. We are building a model franchise on and off the ice, and we'll do the right thing for that kid and his family, our fans, and our partners. Mr. Miller is now a free agent and can pursue his dreams of becoming an NHL player elsewhere. Now, I would also like to just double down real quick and even suggest that the New Jersey Devils should think about bringing this kid on to the fucking team. Why don't we show the Arizona the fucking proper way to set an example? Instead of just doxing this kid and his family, basically, by throwing their fucking name out there for everybody to see it, knowing that people get crazy. If you go through the articles, dude, you will see not that long ago that there was some people in Arizona that were doing a protest because the team was talking about, I think, moving unless the stadium was upgraded or whatever, and people were fucking outraged by that. Knowing how diehard hockey fans are, or sports fans are in some cities generally, you're going to put a spotlight in a negative way and try to say it's for a positive reason. You motherfuckers have no idea how to set an example, and shame on you for that. The people who canceled this kid, because of that situation, and unfortunately, apologies to the kid's family that had to be wrapped up in all of this for whatever fucking reason. It's not right. They could have gave this dude some money and changed his life, dude, and it didn't need to become a fucking headline. If nobody said anything, the shit would have died down. It could have been a much different story. I would have much rather would have read an article with that kid standing with the other one, being like, dude, I fucked up. I'm owning my shit. But no, we don't do that, apparently. anymore as a collective. We'd just rather scream at you, tell you that you did the wrong thing, but we're not going to fucking help you to correct that behavior. We're just going to tell you how wrong it is. It's fucking ridiculous. Sorry. See what I mean, dude? You get passionate about some shit, and you know, there it is. As soon as I saw the video that you did on the snowflake thing, dude, I wanted to bring this up again.
I don't really know anything about all that because it's like over where you are, and I don't really follow it. But it relates to what's going on with this footballer as well. I was just checking.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what sport it is, dude. It's the general idea of how to do this. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm not fucking perfect, bro, but there are ways you go about doing things, dude. I don't want to cancel all the people that were bad to me in my life. I just want them to realize some shit they did was fucked up and be better. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
So this footballer today, 3 hours after it happened, he was made to delete this tweet that he sent to, like, I think it was a family member. So he's had to delete it, and they've now banned him for the next game.
That's ridiculous.
He's only been at the club like probably a month or something, and you know what I mean? He's done something positive the other day. He's the best player on the pitch, and he's talking to someone from where he's from in terms of, like, they use it as a term of like greeting someone and saying thanks and stuff, and he's been punished for that because it goes against how we look at that word over here. But he's not from this country and he's still learning all that. So why are they punishing him?
Also, I want to bring up one other thing, dude. Now that I think about it as I'm sitting here, I don't understand how you can cancel a kid for being a douchebag, right? A horrible person, obviously. Not condoning that kind of behavior. Fuck that shit. But so you can't be allowed to have bullied somebody at some point in high school, but if you rape your girlfriend or you beat the shit out of your wife, you can still take snaps at a football game. Or you could be accused of raping girls in college, which is way different. Raping somebody in college is way different from beating some kid up in high school. Again, I'm not trying to downplay the situation, but anybody with a fucking brain in their head should understand what the fuck it is that I'm saying right now. But yeah, you can sexually assault people all day. You can knock your girlfriend out in the elevator and you can still fucking play ball. That's all right though. Can we make up our minds of exactly what we're doing here? You know, R. Kelly can piss on little girls and still get radio play. But don't beat up somebody in high school because then you can't play in the NHL. One of the most brutal sports that there fucking is, by the way. Whether you watch it or not, you should respect the fact that those motherfuckers square up solid, dude. People that watch rugby should be able to appreciate the National Hockey League here in America. I'm making that statement as an ignorant American and half of the UKNJ project. Jack of One Trade. I put my name on that.
I wasn't going to say this, but I think, fuck it. These things that are happening with this, like this footballer and the hockey player, would it still, like, I'm talking more in terms of saying words and that. Now, I've been holding off on this because people will be like, how dare you? But fuck it. If this was a black person calling like a white person a honky or a Chinese person like yellow or something, would there be all this outrage?
No, of course not. And if there was, nobody would have the balls to address it because they're not fair. They're not equally fair. notice.
It worse and embarrassing when it does happen because
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like me and you know, as white people or Chinese people, or whatever, if it was reversed, people wouldn't even look at it.
Bro, I can't speak for them. I look at it. I judge it myself. So I don't care. I don't care if other people don't say anything. If I see it, I'm gonna fucking check you then. If that's what it takes. You know what I mean? I don't let any of that shit slide, dude. Fuck those people. You can look at it, you can see it even in our election process over here. For 4 years, Democrats have bitched, whined, and complained. Joe Biden wins, I
just
guess.
like said, bro, that Biden's 100% a pedophile.
That guy wins, dude, or whatever the fuck is going on, right? And then now they're in the streets celebrating, pouring into the streets. What about the virus, though, man? Not to bring it back to that. Just making a point. 5 minutes ago, you were yelling at everybody to wear a mask and pull it up. What are you doing? You can't do social distance 6 feet. Biden's the president. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go run out in the street now. And then now it's our guy is the best, and let's not talk about his son's laptop, whatever's going on with that over there. And I'm 100 years old, and also the fact that a vice president was a fucking prosecutor, a vicious one. Let's not talk about that in a country where we're locking up more fucking people than China is. Let's not bring that up.
You just reminded me about the vaccination stuff. I was standing in the front room the other day, and my mum was watching like the whole news stuff about it. And in the little headline bit, it said something like UK ready to deploy vaccines out if it passed the regulations or whatever. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, yeah, that's what they want. And I'm leaving the room. I'm leaving the room because it's everything that we've spoke about fucking months ago, and it's fucking happening. Dude,
you know what? I would like to take, if it's all right with you, let me ask you first before I do this, but I really would like to do it. But if you say no, I'll understand. There's something I would like to pull up off of Ghost Your Enthusiasm, and off of it giving me a problem later. If I have to, I will edit it out, since I have to cut out a bunch of shit anyway. But
you can. Just to let you know, I'm gonna have to head off at like 5:30, so about 20 minutes.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, I want to play this real quick, and then we can wrap this up. I know, because I gotta go to the store.
I let people know as well when you was gone. I don't know if you probably heard it, but I said that next week's show is most likely going to be a film review, just because.
Yeah. That you didn't mention what it was yet.
I said that it'll most likely be a movie review one.
Yeah. I know. I heard that. I was in the chat for that. I know you didn't see it, but you know. Oh shit! All right, this is on the subject of that. And this is just fucking great, dude. Why not? I recommend this album highly. I will do a review on this album, even though it ain't fair, because I'm biased as fuck. I'm gonna CNN, Fox News the shit out of this review.
Come to the studio.
All right.
Yo, bro, I know I was supposed to come to the studio. You booked a session for me to lay something for the album, to hop on the joint. But this Rona shit is dead serious. They're telling people to stay inside. It ain't safe. It might be airborne or whatever, so I ain't gonna be able to make it. But I was gonna say some ill shit. They got me Googling my own name every 2 weeks. See what they got to say about a nigga. Any new leaks. Shit popping, shit is real, shit's dropping. Looking for our black leaders, but they TikToking. flip-flopping. The bosses are now threatened. A time in the world where cough is now a weapon. Appreciate all them tough times. That was a blessing. Because those that had to grow up soft is now regretting. Why in the black neighborhood the virus hit different. Then when they find the vaccine, they got the chip in it. The money comes and it goes. The love is infinite.
Jesus.
Some things ain't.
Hold on, man.
Booked a session
Hold
for me to
on,
lay
man.
something for the album. Hop on the
Hold
joint.
on, man.
This
The
Ronin shit is
fuck
dead
outta here.
serious. They're telling people to
What are
stay
you,
inside.
nuts? What are you,
It ain't safe.
fucking nuts?
Shit might be airborne or whatever, so I ain't gonna be able to make it.
Everything's all fucked up.
But I was gonna say some ill shit.
All right, come on with it.
They got me Googling my own name every 2 weeks. See what they got to say about a nigga. Any new leaks. Shit popping. Shit is real. Shit's dropping. Looking for our black leaders, but they TikToking. Flip-flopping. Bosses are now threatened. A time in the world where cough is now a weapon. Appreciate all them tough, but they TikTok.
Stop it.
Flip-flopping. Bosses are now threatened. A time in the world where
Cough is now a weapon. Oh my God. Get the fuck out of here.
cough is now a weapon.
Jesus.
Appreciate all them tough times. That was a blessing. 'Cause those that had to grow up soft is now regretting.
Fuck off.
Why in the black neighborhood the virus hit different.
Of course.
Then when they find the vaccine, they got the chip in it.
Get the
The
fuck
money comes
outta
and
here.
it goes. The love is infinite. Some things ain't gotta be touched to put your strength in it. Yo, share with your. These kids is killing me, man. I want.
Dude, the
Here
end
end up
of-
dead now. Like, that's the sort of shit that you should save to react. I know you don't like doing it too much, but like, I'd love to have seen like a reaction to that first time you heard it, or even sending it to me. But I'd like to have seen your reaction to it the first time you heard that.
Oh, dude, I know when I put the Adam.
I actually
put
listened
that-
to a mate over here yesterday that done it's called Conspiracy Theory or something, and he usually does like gangster music. So I thought I'm not going to react to it because a lot of the time, even if it's a good like beat in that, because of how I am, I'm like, oh, it's a bit negative. So I thought I'll listen to it. I won't react to it. And as soon as I started listening to it, I was like, fuck, I should have done a reaction to this because it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be in terms of what he was talking about and how he was talking about it.
Which one's that?
It's K Coke, and I think it's either Conspiracy Theory or just Theory.
Okay.
But he usually does he was actually signed to Jay-Z for a little bit, but he dropped him.
Oh shit.
But he usually does like gangster shit and that, and a lot of his stuff is talking about guns and all that. And I mean, he's definitely sick at what he does, but it's just the content I got a little bit put off because obviously it was very. I mean, I'm like, he definitely is about what he raps about, but it's just in terms of like, it's just very negative to me. So
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, dude, you got Black Magic I sent you.
yeah, I've noted
Styles
it down.
P.
It's there to react to. I haven't forgot about it.
And then there's this one, this whole album, dude, honestly. I didn't know that was gonna be. I didn't know that they were gonna put Jada's thing on like that. I would have loved to react to this album, dude, but I got so excited when it came out that I just put it on and just sat and enjoyed it. I know it would have been great and people would have really loved it and the views probably would have been awesome, but I
No, I
do
get what you're
like
saying.
to
It's more
steal.
old school, innit?
Yeah, I'd like to steal the because you only get that experience once, man, of playing the album and really fucking enjoying it and hearing it. You know, I like to with something like this. Maybe on like the third listen, I would share it, or the second time that I hear it when I'm still excited about it, I will share it. There's one. I want to give you a little bit of this. I want you to react to this one, but I want to give you a little bit of it. I know we got to wrap this up, but I just want to give you. Do I want to give you this one or do I want to give you 100?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you that K Coke one. I think you should react to that.
All right, I will. I'll do that for sure.
Let me just look up what it's actually
Noah Styles, David Styles, whole lot of Styles. Yeah.
Enough of the pain, let the joy come. Play with the killers, but I never had a toy gun. Bad situation, yeah, I never could avoid one. Trying to get the drop, lick the shot before the boys come. Nowadays I get the drop, then the roof's off. Middle age nigga,
But you know I got the new soul.
Give me 43rd Street,
I can knock it to soul.
Give me 33rd Street, I can knock the 4th off. Pull up in the 2-door.
Pull up in the 4-door. Come on now. I'm trying to score more.
Started with nothing, nigga. Now I wanna score
Wait,
more.
wait.
No telling what you find. If you lifting up the floorboards, dancing with the devil, what you calling on the Lord for?
Oh, stop. Stop, dude. I'll leave it right there, huh? I'll give you the first verse. What?
Now I wanna
Stop
score more. No
it.
telling what you find. If you lifting up the floorboards,
He said, no telling what you find when you lifting up the floorboards, dancing with the devil. What you calling on the Lord for?
dancing with the devil, what you calling on the Lord for? Hit you with the 4-4.
As I say, I'm not gonna lie. So even though I say like about the negativity and stuff, sometimes if the beat is good enough and the flow's there, sometimes I don't even care.
Bro, tell me this shit is not the
You know, I get a
best shit
feeling of,
you've
like,
heard all year.
The 90s as well from this, just how it sounds.
Yeah, dude, they have made the locks as a whole. To be fair, I always preface my statement by saying that, but Styles P and the locks as a whole have maintained their authentic sound from the 90s, rapping with Biggie back in the day. And I just got the
Yeah, I didn't realize you had it. I didn't even think of that. Just pinging off in the video, but
That's all right. No, I should have my phone on vibrate, but you know, I figured, what the fuck. But you know what? Honestly, this sounds like it could have came out back then, and this is recent, if you can believe it. This is not from 10 years ago. This is fucking recent.
yeah, I definitely need to listen to him more and just the locks. I did do 1 or 2 reactions, but I stopped again, so I need to get back on that.
Dude, I'm gonna see if they have. Look, May 22nd, 2020. This came out. This fucking year, this came out.
Street, I can knock the deuce off. Give me 33rd Street, I can knock the 4th off. Pull up in the 2-door, pull up in the 4-door, pull up in the truck next. I'm just trying to score more. Started with nothing, nigga. Now I want to score more. No telling what you find. If you lifting up the floorboards, dancing with the devil, what you calling on the Lord for? Hit you with the 4-4, hit you with the sword off, hit you with that love is love. No, I keep it raw, dog. They getting blitz at the wrist or the wall off. Ghost, nigga. I just wanna smoke, nigga. I'm about peace, but I fuck around and choke, niggas. Ghost, niggas. I be with the wolf,
Stop
niggas. I
it.
be getting
One
money
more
'cause I
line,
do it for
dude.
the broke, niggas. Oozing under the pillow, couple drinks in the air. You cheating on the streets, well, that's a gangster affair.
What?
You know, you asked me about grime the other day.
Yeah.
How he's rapping on that is at the same sort of tempo that you would do for grime over here. It just sounds different, like the instrumentals sound different, but he could go on a grime beat just in terms of his flow.
You think so? Really? And you think it would sound good?
I don't know if it would mix well because of the accent and that, but that
Yeah.
speed would definitely. Do you know what I mean? His speed matches like the tempo of a grime instrumental, which is crazy.
Dude, this is my favorite. This is my favorite.
Because a lot,
guy,
I find
dude.
with a lot of the American rappers, even if they're good, they're not usually that fast paced in their lyrics.
Yeah, dude. I mean, oh man, we gotta do.
Do you know it's crazy? I've heard of him for so long and the locks, but until I spoke to you, and even now I need to do more and listen to it more, but I'd never checked them out. And you playing this today as well, like just the flow, it sounds like he would be one of my favorites just off the flow, because you've got the old school instrumental, but you've also got, he's like a mixture of old school but new as well with like the skill set.
Dude, I'll give you a little bit of this. And if you decide to react to either of these, you can blame me for ruining the first half of them, but this is so good, dude. Like, come on. And there's a video to this that you could watch that is great, but I don't know if you'd be able to get away with I don't know if you'd be able to get away with watching the video in a reaction, but you probably would be able to do the audio. But there, there's on Anchor, they use Spotify. Spotify bought Anchor, right? So you could listen to this song and record a reaction to it. And the way that the platform is, you can upload your commentary and this song on one thing and be able to, it wouldn't be blocked, dude. I'm doing a bad job explaining it, but
Trying to get stone roller J's, take 100 puffs.
this is my shit,
100
dude.
wolves love me, that's what keep it in the 100 does. Hustled in the hood, gave plays for $100. Now it's legal money, so I'm looking for 100 clubs. Popping champagne like I won something. Be the prey of predator to hunt something. Have you sat on your ass or have you done something? Do you stay out the way or do you love frontin'? Me, I play the beat.
Come on, dude, look. Already in the beginning, man.
Popping champagne like I won something. Be the prey of predator to hunt something. Have you sat on your ass or have you done something?
Have you sat on your ass or have you done something? Do you stay in the way or do you love frontin'?
The way or do you love
stay out the way or do you love
watch the
frontin'?
waves hit. Long way from moving cocaine at the days in any other motel. Waiting on the dope sale. Hammer in my coat when it's cold. That was so ill. That don't even make sense. I was trying to make sense. I was trying to make dollars just so I could pay rent. All my niggas stay bent. Came from the pavement. Yeah, now we in the air up in first class. Honey got the bird bag. When I touch down, where the work at? Give a shirt off your back, you get a shirt back. You should learn the code to the game. On your first stack, you should learn to handle yourself. On your first pack, trying to get stone roller shades, sick 100 bucks. Hustled in the hood, gave
I don't
$400.
I don't really like the beat too much on that one, but the lyrics are still there.
Okay, so let me try one more then off of this album. Just out of curiosity, let's see where you're gonna land on this, dude. Because there's two different ways I could have went piano, or this could be a radio single. This track right here.
They told me to get it, so let me get it all. I've done a whole lot, but I ain't did it all. One head nod and your wig is off. Dig it, dog, you all rat, you get the pigs involved. That thug shit's behind me, find me in a convertible, color like a Dasani. You got a float and you know I got a tsunami. I'm holding nothing, little homies holding a Tommy. I dare you to lie me, ever try to define me. I am real classy, mixed with real grimy. Apple Watch a Rolex, bet you couldn't time it. You think it figures if you thinking you wanna nine me.
What do you think about that?
I still prefer the first one. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna pull up one of my other favorite ones, and we'll close on this.
You need to do that song tomorrow if you can't have time to do it today.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can try to do it when I come back
I think
from
it's
the
only a
store.
short one. I think it's like, well, actually, it's about 4 minutes, I think.
I know this is my bias, but the BPM is probably higher on this one than the other ones.
I go with it, so with it. First class flight overseas, I'm low with it. Stretching out the chair, wearing low in it. Thinking of a house in Cali, can I grow in it? Throw a booth in the place, imagine how I flow in it. Out of space bars, OZs to the face, y'all. Both out of hot tub of case, y'all. Flush life, laugh a lot, smile a lot. Light it up, bottle pop. Blowing kush from San Diego to Ottawa. A long way from the days I used to bottle up.
Long way.
Keeping all of my feelings bottled up. Keeping all of the guns hollowed up. Now we getting rich, getting twisted like Oliver. Money piled up, yeah. First go around, then again when we follow up.
Money, power, kush, sound, haze, Harry, pills, power. Pull it out, cock back, lick a lead fly. Then a nigga gone on the rigor red high. Money, power, kush, sound, haze, Harry, pills, power. Pull it out, cock back, lick a lead fly. Then a nigga gone on the rigor red high. Living and driving in big shit. If I die tonight, bucket my kids rich. Sick shit, get your wig split. Nothing personal, real nigga shit. I'm on fire, you just smoking. Playing tennis with my connect, US Open. Blocks my office, no days off it. Loudest persons, usually the softest. Coke is gorgeous, ice is flawless. Repercussions that come with all this.
Dude, there's so much shit I could fucking show you, man. I don't know, you're difficult to kind of peg down.
I'm all over the place with I'm all over the place with what I like. I'm picky, but
A friend of
sometimes I don't
mine-
even know what my favorite thing is sometimes.
A friend of mine is a metalhead that I played this for, and he actually liked this track. So there's a chance that you might like this one. If not, there's one other one, and then I swear I'm done. But we'll try this.
Kill all of these rappers, homie, it's too ill. I am in the matrix, but never taking the blue pill from Son of Sam Town. If they ain't got the ratchet, get a hatchet or gas the car to run a man down. Not a camera, but a hammer, so run with the pen round.
I already
'Cause you don't
preferred it.
stand there when they gunning the man down.
What's up?
That first one you played and this one, they're easily. I prefer these two more than the other one you showed me.
Okay.
Easily. I think it's. Do you know what it is with me? Even though I hate to admit it sometimes, I think the beat plays a big part in it for me.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
the beat and the flow is like. Obviously, I like the lyrics, but I think the flow and the beat is what grabs me.
Of course. Yeah, no, I could agree with that. There's that one is an interesting beat you might like, but
And I'd also like to say, just outside of like the UK, as an American rapper, Jadakiss has got one of the best cadences I've ever fucking heard.
yeah, he's the shit, dude. Always has been, in my opinion. And from the moment that I heard these guys on the first, oh man, no, you know what? To tell the truth, the first place I heard them was off of DMX's album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. That was the first place I heard these guys at, and ever since then, I've been with them, 100%.
They think that he broke his ankle. They have to see an orthopedic.
All right, well, I'm going to take it. All right, well, she said when. She said she's going to. She doesn't say when, though.
Yeah, I know. I was just letting you know.
All right. Do you want me to get two more of the bombs?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about you can do your normal 2 and then just add one more.
All right.
But it's all, and I can put one in my nightstand. Yeah.
Well, I was also gonna get the massage oil to try that. I want to see if I can mix
more
that
like
in.
3-ish.
All right. Well, I gotta wrap this show up. So since you know that, give me a minute. Let me be done with. I'll probably be done with this in like 5 minutes, and then we'll, figure out what we're doing because I gotta eat. So there's 2 different ones I can show you. One is a chilled out. We'll start here. I'll give you a moment of this just so I can get your opinion on the beat. why I
Do
do
this shit
this.
from the gut, you know? Make them feel it.
Smoking to myself and drinking to myself and thinking to myself that I'ma need some help cause I'm crying inside and I'm dying inside, but I'm always outside cause I need a little wealth. I've been thinking about the future, I've been thinking about the past, and I always been a champ and I ain't never need a belt. Never. You sleeping with a partner but you're dreaming all alone. So
I prefer this as well. The beat.
You
again.
like this one? The beat?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now the last one.
Majority of the time, like I'll like instruments more like old school instruments. Majority of the time, I like that sort of instrumental. Like if it's a
Yeah.
piano or like a violin or something, 8-9 times out of 10, I like the track.
All right, this is the last one I'll show you, and I'll send you these. I don't expect you to react to all the shit that I send you every time, but Black Magic, definitely. I gotta get yours on that, and I'll send you the other one that we just did a little bit of that you heard, so you can finish that one. But this one, I think, if I sent to you, I think you would like this one too. But I could be wrong.
I mean, just pay me.
I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I just know pay me. That's it.
Laid back like a pimp in a Cadillac seat, shoot it out like the hate fillet that minis have at that street. Now you know me to rhyme well and blow the weed back, but you don't wanna see me spaz, you don't need that. Yo, bro, I had the Volvo full of work.
Come on now.
I see the po-po, I'm a skirt block with a dime split from 20s do 2 try to
When I used to smoke weed, because obviously it's in the picture and that there, but I can already feel like it's like Cali vibes and like even
hell yeah.
for like sounding instrumentals and that.
Yo.
Stuff I used to listen to is one of them ones I can already tell from the beat.
Of course, definitely. I agree 100%. I get a strong, I've never been to California, but I definitely do get a strong weed vibe, California vibe. But, you know, this dude is real big into smoking, and the cool thing about it is that he changed his vibe up. Now he's trying to go to be more relaxed and shit later in his career, so you get jams like this.
Force a nigga, you found out how a 22 do. Thinking the pocket size, I mean a rifle joint.
You don't want to be
standing with a rifle point. Yes, papers and Europeans.
Still not sharp with it
Rack
today.
money, put it to crack for more paper. Speaking on my past life, now in the present. Every day I buy myself another present. Cause the fast life, looking at the cash app, made a lot more since my last nap. Shit is all fitted how I
This was the sort of thing. This was the sort of like instrumental now. Whether it was like a Wiz Khalifa or someone that I'd listened to, that it made me like, oh, now I need to try and write something. You think in a moment you can try.
Yeah.
And it was these sort of instrumentals, especially when you're smoking, that you're like, I gotta write something right now.
Yeah, forget it, dude. Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. I love it. I love it. Dude, I have tons of CDs around here with just beats on them. Just beats on them. Just listening to them. Chilled Cow, I've mentioned before, is definitely a great channel. Just because it's all jazz kind of infused hip-hop beats.
Yeah.
So it's
I'll
good
try
to
and remember
relax
and have a
to.
look.
I'll pull it up real quick.
What was your, what?
This one right here.
Yeah, I have clicked on these randomly. I don't know if it's from this channel.
And it's on, this channel is on Spotify. It's on Amazon. You can find the albums. This person just streams a certain number of albums every day, dude. And the channel grows. I mean, people send in, I've seen on several occasions, I've seen hundreds of dollars in super chats go to this person's channel, which, by the way, you could do that.
Mate, that mate I watch that does the football stuff. People send him hundreds of £100 each day just for talking about football. I'm like, how?
Yeah, they can because they hook their credit card up to their account.
No,
so
but
they
I mean,
can
just in
literally
terms of, like, he's talking about like anyone could talk about a footballer. Do you know what I mean, or a football team? But he's getting like hundreds of pounds
Yeah.
sent to him. I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
Well, dude, it's the same thing with us with music or whatever, dude. I mean, you could do it. You have 1,000 subscribers. Take advantage of it. Get some money coming in, bro. People will support you, I think.
I need to figure out how to set it all up because I just get pissed off when like.
Yeah,
I've
dude,
just got
listen.
very little patience. I'm like, I ain't got time to settle that shit up. I don't even understand it.
Listen, dude, we need to work on your channel. We need to work on your channel straight up. And let me tell you why. Because you have I'm going to show you something. This kills me every fucking time I go to your channel. This
Jack said
eats
was
me
like,
alive.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. I gotta show you this, dude. And then we'll wrap up on this. I say for like the fourth
it kills
time.
me too, man. You don't think I sit here a lot and think I should be making money off this channel, but
No, not that. I know. Me too. It kills both of us, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this. Look at that. Community. Nothing. You have the power to change this. You have the power to change this. Also, see like how you got right here for business inquiries, and then it says view email address. If I click that, you know, whatever, everybody knows how that works. On the community part, you can literally post UKNJ project, whatever last week's episode was, supermarket and snitches, with the link on it, and post it right here. Or you can put a poll up. Do you want to see, you know, Styles peeing, or do you want to see, what's the name of the artist that you just sent?
K Coke.
Yeah, do you want to see that reaction? You could
Yeah.
do that because you have over 1,000 subscribers. And you could do live streams like this. I can set your channel up, dude. If we could talk about this off the air, obviously. But you can, if we can get your account shit, I can connect you to this where you would be able to start a broadcast whenever you want, and people will be able to send you super chats. We can enable it
Yeah.
so that, you know, and it'll go directly to you. I really won't have anything to do with it outside of helping you to set it up.
I'm definitely like willing to learn it. I'm just fucking, it's the patience, isn't it? And I just think people are actually going to come and like get involved. But see, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Demos just put that in the chat. I'm sure I looked at this before and something was like,
Are you sure the community tab shows up at 1,000? I thought it was more. I'm almost positive at least super chats are enabled at 1,000. No.
I'll have a look when we finish this and I'll have to let you know. But
Unless they fucking, you're probably right, Demos. They probably changed it again. Yeah, look right here. Wait, no, you can't see it. I'm a fucking idiot. Hold on. Give me a second. What if that never came back? You hate that, wouldn't you? Quit telling me about that shit, dude. Oh, I can't look. God, how come I can't find it? All right, here you go, dude. Look. How do you get a community tab on YouTube? To unlock the community tab, you will need 1,000 subscribers. Once you reach that target, it may take a week before you have access to it. YouTube should send you a notification when you unlock it. Check out this video on how to build an audience through the community tab. So now you have access to that. So I can help you. I will help you set it up, dude. If you're comfortable with that. I mean, I'm not looking to fuck you over, especially because I'm willing to, you know, I'll share my fucking Hulu with you, dude, and we can, watch movies and shit. I'm not looking to fuck you over, or I don't really expect anything for doing it. Just looking to fucking help, because I'm gonna eventually, when I can, I'm gonna use these tools to try to make something of this shit, dude.
See, I always forget that you're not at 1,000 just because of you've got more knowledge with some of this stuff, and I just always assume that you're more, you're further ahead than your numbers are. But
well, I appreciate that. I suppose that's a high compliment. I try to be knowledgeable. I pay attention to, I haven't implemented all of the fucking tools at my disposal. I got to start dropping clips again. I know when you get your computer back.
I ain't getting it back, mate. I've got to get a new one. So
no, I know. That's what I mean. When you get a new one, that's what I meant by getting it back.
All right, okay.
Is when you get a new one, we'll do the video editing, and you'll be on your way, dude. I can show you the little bit that I know with your already started fan base, dude, and my knowledge will be a decent pair. Hopefully, once I start implementing some of these things, it will help to grow so I can catch up to you. That would be awesome. But I need a new computer too, dude. Unfortunately, I know I told you I just expanded and got the full version of BSDC. Right now, I don't know if you saw the video that I posted on the UK&J project or no?
I didn't watch all of it, but I did scan through it and watch parts of it.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now because I want to show you, if it will let me, what I was trying to do. Unless it didn't. I guess it didn't go. Never mind. There was an animation thing that I could have did to our videos to turn us into cartoons and shit, kind of, which would have been cool. But unfortunately, this computer can't handle it. Every time I try to open it, it force closes the entire video editor. So all I'll be able to accomplish on this computer is basic video editing, literally cutting out parts of videos we don't want, or if there's a copyright issue. That's all I'll be able to do. So I am also going to need to upgrade my situation here, which is why I was asking about Patreon. We're going to set you up with your super chats, dude, and we'll figure this out. Hopefully, then, we can both start getting this shit together. But I know you needed to end this. I got to end this too because I need to eat something. Usually by now we would have ended this and I would have had lunch already. But all right, dude. I'm sorry this show was a mess today. On the first, I always go food shopping. I didn't realize that that's what today was. So it's been not the best of days. I'll edit this when I come home later on, whenever that is, from the store. And then this will be available on Anchor, Spotify. Just so you know, real quick, I'm going to show you right before we leave. I'm going to show you where you can find the UKNJ Project on the podcast platforms. Because we got 5 subscribers, which is good. We're gonna get there eventually. I know we're just starting out, but you know, this is equally as important. So if you're on the go, do me a favor. Download these episodes. If you've already heard them, I'm sure it won't have much value right now. Just try to treat them like wine, dude. Download them, leave them in your library for a little while, and then when you're bored walking around, maybe you're at work, whatever you're doing, you can go back and give them a listen. That'll help us out. So we can grow this, and maybe eventually we can get some sponsorships. But just so you can see all the shows we've done, the Ong Bak Review, Chinese Hercules, Taoist Master, Bloodsport, Hitman, Sunset Limited, the Halloween special, Chat in the
Not one
Breeze.
of them are under 2 hours long either, so it's not like you're gonna if you was paying for it, you'd be getting a good amount of time from both of us, and you're getting it for free. So
yeah, bro, this is quality. I mean, we're almost doing Joe Rogan time. I mean, legitimately 2 hours. When we do our Patreon, you motherfuckers are in trouble. That's all I gotta say. Clearly. But, you know, as you can tell, it's all here. The Halloween special, House of 1,000 Corpses review, stand-up guys, Dog Day Afternoon, and then last week's stream session. Also a couple of interludes up here. But do me the favor, download these, give them a listen, rate this on your favorite podcast platform. I don't care which one it is. It doesn't have to be iTunes, but that also makes it so you can get this recommended to other people, man. We need this to grow.
At the moment, a lot of you guys are homebound. You're not working or whatever because you can't because of this virus stuff. So you're gonna have a lot of time over Christmas to sit and listen to stuff. You'll be on Netflix. So
right.
So there's no excuse. You go and listen to the shows we've done. There's plenty there.
Yeah. Now look, dude. This is also the other important thing. I know not everybody has money right now. But this is an option that is always going to be available. So, you know,
I think going forward as well, it's worth to mention if we do set up a Patreon or whatever, we should, it would allow people to maybe send us films that they have picked, even if we've seen them before, because that's their favorite film or whatever. But if they send us a film, they will get priority because they've actually paid money, and that will have to take priority because they're giving us money to do it. So
yeah, exactly. Look, dude, real quick too. If you wanted to, I'm not saying you have to, but you don't have to go to Patreon if you don't want to. Anchor, as you can see, you can support us directly through Anchor. Now, they don't convert money into pounds yet, but I have PayPal, so I can always convert the money and we'll split it 50-50, dude. I'm not a scumbag. You know what I mean? So, you know, we got this, but just so you can see it, the UKNJ Project is available on Breaker, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify, as well as Anchor.fm. And YouTube, obviously, which the video is available on YouTube and the show is available on these platforms. Lappin' and Birds podcast every Saturday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we usually do this UKNJ Project business at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. British Time. I know this show is all fucked up. I apologize. Next time it will be better. I have an appointment tomorrow, or on the 3rd rather, with my pain management doctor, so we get to see if I'm going to be fucked completely out of both my medicines or what is going to be going on here. Dude, we will talk about setting up this super chat shit with will discuss the movie that we're going to surprise everybody with. If you have suggestions for Patreon ideas, you can hit me up on the Instagram at LaughingBirdsPod, on the Twitter at LaughingBirds. Listen, merch, I'll show you real quick. You can see it.
Quack.
Yeah. You can't see it. There you go. Look, all different designs, man. This one's not even done yet, but I'm wearing it because I'm trying to show people what the fuck time it is, dude. All right? Hoodies are $30. T-shirts are $10. Long sleeves are $20. I have a fleece hoodie being made right now. It feels like a fucking blanket. When Jen is done with these things, they're gonna cost more, way more than the standard hand-painted hoodie. But I promise you, dude, you have never felt a hoodie this warm and comfortable in your
People
fucking
will be
life.
stroking you, thinking you're an actual sheep.
Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, final note and order of business. Keep your eyes peeled to the Instagram. I have an invention. I'm reinventing the wheel.
And it's
I'm
not a
going
sex
to
toy
be
for any of you perverts. Get out of it.
I'm going to be presenting you all with a bird's nest. What does that mean? I know it's the winter time. Everybody is freezing, especially when I'm in here recording. Oftentimes, freezing my balls off, which leads me to think, I wish that these boxers were a little bit warmer. We're going to be making fleece boxers, and I'm going to be calling them the bird's nest. They could maybe have hand-painted designs on them. Haven't decided exactly what we're going to do yet or what they're going to cost. But seriously, we're going to make fleece boxers to keep your balls and your bichadillo warm, dude. So look out for that if you're interested. Let me know what colors you think would be good. Right now, I think we have gray. When I have them, I will be promoting them myself. I promise you.
I'm not tuning in for that.
No, the fleece boxers. The
Can
bird's
you let
nest.
me know when you're actually making a
Do you know
premiere
what
for
this
that?
is
'Cause I don't
gonna
want to
be?
tune in for that.
Yeah. I know. I'll give you the special password to my OnlyFans. Like Demo said. And Jen's working on shit too. I was telling him about the hoodie.
This is gonna be for next month.
All right, look, real quick. Well, let me end this. Let me end this, and then we'll talk about this. All right, dude. Look, I'm gonna end this shit. I'll catch you with a dick and ball pouch. What do you think about that? Dick and ball pouch on the boxers?
I think cock warmer or
We'll figure it out.
Or
We'll figure it out.
Peter warmer.
We'll figure it out. All right, dude. I'm gonna end this shit here. This will be a nightmare. I'll edit later. Eventually, it will be available on the podcast platforms. For now, deal with this shitty video. Catch you all next week. Bean will talk later.
Laters, man.